Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to a mental break. Thanks for tuning in. This is Deanna. Thank you to any new subscribers that came along since my last video. You see the thumbnail. Let me get started. Just to introduce myself, my name is Deanna. I'm a psych nurse. I've been a psych nurse for over 20 years. I've worked with children all the way up to the elderly. I've been, I have a lot of experience, so I'll just say that. On this channel, what we do is we take viral stories and we break it down and hold people accountable who needs to be accountable, because some people actually do have some mental health issues and some people just don't want to be accountable. Now, for you see the thumbnail, this child here, Chrisean Rock, that's mental illness, honey. Let me tell you something. I've been watching this girl just like everybody else because she's been all over social media for the past, I don't know how many years now, because like Junior is 2 years old. Prior to that, would have been like 4 or 5 years now. We've been looking at this girl. So, anyway, let me explain something to y'all because I've done this before. Okay. I've worked with children and I've worked with children and adolescents. I've worked in the school systems. And I'm going to tell you something. Chrisean Rock is from that class. You know that class where they be in there all day with two teachers? Uh-huh. She's from that class. And I'm going to tell you how I know. This girl has no insight or judgment at all. She really doesn't. She has no accountability for anything that she does. This girl is just spiraling all over the place. She does things that doesn't make sense, and that's because she doesn't have any insight or judgment. Let's do a little background on her for a minute. Chrisean is the product of parents who were on substances. Okay, children born from parents who have substances, they usually have some mental deficiencies. Now, just because she's a pretty young woman and just because she can talk like she got some sense, that don't mean that everything is processing up in that brain. Because I'm telling you, I've worked in the school systems and I see it all the time. These kids walk and talk normal. And I'm not talking about little kids, I'm talking about teenagers. Get ready to graduate high school. I'm telling you. These kids, I've dealt with them. They walk and talk normal. But when it comes time for processing, their insight, their reasoning, it doesn't compute. They're impulsive. Um, and they just don't really process their actions and decisions like someone like myself or some of you, because when I say some of you, listen, it's a lot of people that have been in that class. Okay, it's a lot of people that have been in that class, and you ain't always got to have on a helmet or none of that stuff. If you could have a low IQ. Chrisean is a pretty girl and she's athletic, so she was probably able to get over when she was younger because she was more than likely an athletic kid, and they probably saw that potential in her, and they probably nurtured that ability, because she was running track, whatever she was doing. But I'm telling you, she was in that class. Because let me explain something to y'all. We all know, those of us who live in America, and if you went to public school, it was always that classroom that everybody knew, don't bother them kids because something was wrong. Them little kids that pulled up on the bus and came in before the other kids, and they left before the other kids. And you knew not to say nothing to them because, you saw them with the two teachers and all that kind of stuff. And you knew that their classroom was either in the basement or way down the other end of the hall or on a separate hall or something like that. Y'all know. But see, these kids grow up and they come out here in this world. And now you don't know that they the people from that class. Chrisean, one of them people. I keep trying to tell you, I'm telling y'all this now. This girl is all over social media, just lying, spiraling, just all kinds of stuff. Now, this is what I'm hearing from the Tickety Talks. Now, I heard this today. There's a thread on Reddit, and there's some pictures apparently that Chrisean left her baby. She was at a beach or something, and left the baby at the front of the beach near the tide. It's nighttime. Junior's in a stroller with a blanket over him, and he was unattended. So apparently somebody called CPS. Now I don't know if this is 100% true because people put lies out on social media all the time. So I don't know if this is true or not. This is alleged. It could or could not be true, but it's not surprising to me because of the simple fact Chrisean is not getting this child the help that he needs. Now, I can't diagnose Junior because I'm not a doctor. But as a medical professional, I might be a psych nurse, but I do have medical, a background as well. Because, in order to be a nurse, you got to do your med surge training before you can go into any other area of nursing, at least in my day. These new nurses is a different ball game. But when I came out of nursing, you had to hit that medical floor. And you got to know that before you go anywhere else. So I'm going to tell you, and I've worked with children before. I've worked in peds, and the way Junior looks, and he has not met his milestones. We have not seen Junior crawl. He is not talking. Junior is 22 months old. He should be talking. He don't have to have a full vocabulary because some kids don't talk all that well till they get to like 3, 4 years old. But he should be saying mama and dad and eat and stop and no. We're not hearing him say none of these things. All we hear him do is make noises. He's not crawling. He's not walking. He's not focusing on objects. He's not doing that. So that's why I said he has some deficiencies, and Chrisean is not getting them addressed. This child is not getting anything addressed, and this child is going on 2, and he should have gotten help back when he was maybe about somewhere between 4 and 6 months old. They usually start working with children that have deficiencies to like try to help them get to their milestones as quickly as they can. Because if Chrisean would have got this child some help, he would at least would have been crawling by now and maybe on his way to walking. That's a possibility. But he hasn't been getting any help. And he's not getting any help because Chrisean again does not process well. She thinks if I ignore this, it'll go away. Well, it's not going to go away because Junior's going to be 2, then he's going to be 3, then he's going to be 4. How long are you going to hide that this child is not walking and he's not talking? He's not feeding himself. These are things he's supposed to be doing. So apparently, now this is it's a double-edged sword here. Chrisean announced that she got a $1 million deal with Kick. Well, rumor has it that Kick said they ain't confirmed that. Then she also said that she was supposed to be getting some deal with Zeus, and come to find out it wasn't an actual deal. It was like some cameo appearance or something. So she's just, she's wearing, from what I understand, that Gucci dress or shirt she's wearing. It's either Blue Faces or I think it's Blue Faces because she was staying at his house, and she wore it a couple times. She wore it to the event where she digging her hands in somebody's cake. That's what I'm talking about. See, people that don't have good insight or judgment, that's what they do. She putting her 2 fingers in the cake and putting them in her mouth and then putting her 2 fingers back in there. And she said, oh, didn't nobody want the cake? That's not the point. You're still at a public event. You get a knife or a fork or whatever, and you slice the cake, take your piece out, put it on a plate, and go somewhere and sit down. And so that's what I'm saying. She has no, social cues. That's another thing of, these kids that be in that one classroom. And it's no offense to kids that be in that classroom. I'm not, coming at, children that have been in that classroom or anything. It's just the fact that Chrisean, y'all think this girl is normal. And she's not. Y'all think this girl got all her faculties, and she don't. And people need to stop thinking that this girl got it all together. For real, she need a case manager just like Shamar do. Her and Shamar, they need both need the same caseworker. They really do, case manager or something, because Chrisean gets away with what she gets away with because she has pretty privilege. She's a pretty girl. She puts on the innocent look, and everybody feels sorry for her and make excuses for her. Well, her bad behavior is going to continue. And I don't know what needs to happen before people see that this girl don't have it all. Is something not clicking with this girl? Her behavior is just getting worse and worse and worse. She's delusional. It's just ridiculous. And she's sitting up here saying she got money. I heard her say in a video she was on her way to buy a Maybach. Well, where is it? Because I ain't seen it yet. And if you got money to buy a Maybach, why did you move in Blueface house and he talking about giving you 40,000 to stay home and take care of Junior? So if you got all this money, why is Blueface offering these things to you? Now back to that Gucci dress, because I kind of skipped over that. She wore it to the event, and then she turns around and wears it again, like put some overalls over it with the top. And that goes to show you. And oh God, this is a mess. But anyway, I'm not going to be on here long. I'm just talking about this girl because this girl is a mess. I wish that there was somebody that realizes that this girl don't have it all and can intervene and help her with this baby, because it's not going to get any better. It's not. And the fact that we know this child has no insight because you're on camera, using substances while you're pregnant. You're right there on camera. There's so many videos with her drinking and smoking, and it's right there. And I just don't get it. I'm just at a loss. I just don't get it. But again, she has deficits. She has deficits, and she needs a case manager. And I know it's people that may listen to this video. You don't know what you're talking about. You just coming at her. I do know what I'm talking about. I've been a nurse for over 20 years, and trust me, in those 20 years, I've done a lot, and I've seen many young girls like Chrisean, many young girls, attractive, pretty girls that can't process, that need assistance. We wind up help. Matter of fact, when they're pregnant in high school, we wind up having them partner with this organization that helps them. They follow them through their pregnancy after the baby's born, make sure they have everything they need, make sure they're getting their WIC, make sure they're going to their doctor's appointments, and they follow up and make sure that the baby's fine. They check out the family, make sure that all the supportive services are in place. And that's what Chrisean need. Chrisean need a program. That's what she need for real, for real. Somebody that's gonna like help her, follow her, guide her, because she don't have it all, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care what y'all are so caught up in somebody's looks that y'all are not seeing the bigger picture. It's not about the looks. It's look at her actions. Look at her actions. Look at her actions from the time she came on the scene up until now. This girl has some deficits. And it stems from her parents with them substances because it affects that part of the brain that where insight and judgment are formed. And that's the problem with that with Chrisean. So I hope somebody intervenes. I hope somebody helps this young girl because she definitely needs it. She has no social cues whatsoever. How do you go to the Tamar Braxton concert and just fight everybody in the room? How do you punch somebody in the mouth when they trying to help you? When she was on the stage just walking around drunk, she has no social cues. And that is a characteristic of a person who has some sort of mental deficits. So that's why I said I don't know what else to say. And if nobody's going to help this girl, we're just going to watch this continue to spiral. And it's just going to be a mess. It's just going to be a mess. And I hope somebody intervenes before Junior gets hurt. That's another thing. She's taking him everywhere she go, studios and parties and beaches and all this kind of stuff where he shouldn't be. So that's, I'm not saying he can't go to the beach, but you know what I mean. Some of these places are not, you're not supposed to be taking children. So let me get off of here. I'll be back with another video. I'm trying to grow this channel. Can y'all, can please subscribe and like and comment or whatever? Because I'm just starting out and I'm trying to get this channel together. And I'm gonna have some good and exciting things for this channel, especially with this new bill that just passed through, through up there in DC with this kind of mess. I got some stuff that I'm going to be bringing on this channel that's going to help people, health wise. So I got some things coming up with that because since they messing around with the healthcare, then I got to pull some things out my toolbox that I'm gonna start adding to the end of my videos to help people, teach people different things about different cheap ways to make different medications at home because it's about to get bad out here, y'all. So I'm about to do some things to help y'all out. So y'all subscribe to the channel and I'll be back again with another video. Y'all have a good one and be safe, guys.